other people in the community. So now I do have an amazing co-chair. She's Christy Casey, and we're gonna be working. Yeah, we're gonna be working together. We're gonna be forming our groups, our teams. We know that times have changed, and we are facing many challenges right now. Many of the donors that helped us before are a small business that they also need help right now. So it's an extra challenge this year. We have to be creative. We have to make sure that we think outside the box. But that's what I have liked the most about Ignite, that we are such a group of professionals. We are very creative, we're very talented, and we all support and complement each other with a great goal. So now, with further ado, it's my honor to introduce Christy. She's gonna go over the selection for the nonprofits, and it's gonna be very simple, and it's gonna be released soon. So we're gonna give you an idea of how it's gonna work, and then we're gonna open up for questions. But before you go today, we're gonna be posting a little questionnaire in the chat session, and I want you to just take a few minutes and complete. It's just 5 simple questions. And once we get the questionnaire, we're gonna get back to you. And if you are interested in joining our team, we're gonna be more than happy to have you. So Christy.
Good morning, everybody. So I tend to talk loud, so you might want to turn down your volumes just a little bit. On the phone, on Zoom, I just come across very loud. I think it's the New Yorker in me. But this morning, we are so blessed.
Hang on just a second. I think Manel wants to say something.
I see her.
I would just also recommend, if they're not speaking, everybody mute themselves. So that way we just hear you. So there's a lot of people that are unmuted.
Okay, it's very hard to hear you, Manel, but I believe what she requested is that we put ourselves on mute if we're not speaking. And while I have your attention, if you have any questions at all, please type them in the chat function and we will answer those. Okay, go ahead, Christy.
All right. So we are so blessed to have you all here this morning, learning a little bit more about Ignite. But we would like to introduce to you the Safe and Loving Community Award. And we're going to have this for non-for-profits, but we need them to come forward and we need them to claim it. So, and it's a simple, easy process. You go on our website, the application tab will be there for nonprofits. You click it, they fill it out, and it's that easy. We're going to pick 1 to 3 charities to help them grow and get exposure. So right now, if you go to our website, the tab is there, but it's under construction. So please be patient. But please, there will be some requirements for the Safe and Loving Community Award. Some of those requirements are going to be, they have to have a 501c3. They have to, their mission has to align with Ignite's mission. Then they must serve Marion County, of course. And like I said, the application is going to be easy. There's going to be a series of 10 to 13 questions. We will ask them for a testimonial on how they are affecting or how they are having that positive outcome in Marion County. We will ask for a site tour for the application committee to the selection committee. And it's just going to be great. Think of the reach that we're going to be able to do with selecting 1 to 3 non-for-profits in our community. But until the application is finished, we will have the deadline ready for the application will be up and ready on the website by the first week in June. And then the application must be submitted by July 3rd. So that way we have time to do our selection process. So you want to keep those in mind. So how can you help Ignite is the big question. So either you are the lead of a nonprofit team, or you work very passionately for a nonprofit and you support a nonprofit. We need you to get them the information about this Safe and Loving Community Award. that's the only way they're going to know about it, is if we spread the word. So we need to get that information out there to them, so that way they fill out this the application. But it's going to be awesome. Think about it. There's an amazing group of professionals, all of us here, that are working to help promote and support a nonprofit. Where else do you get that? We're working for them. So it is just, I can't tell you how amazing it is to have all of you, and for us to be able to go out there and make a difference. There will be some other like little questions in the questionnaire, like how many years have they been serving Marion County? How many people do they reach in Marion County? And but like I said, there's only 13 easy questions, and we can't make this any more simpler for them, but they just have to be aware of the award and fill it out. So please, everybody, just tell your non-for-profits about it, and let's hit the streets and make this work for them, and you know, really make a difference in Marion County by being able to do this. That's why we're so excited to have you all here today and hear about the Safe and Loving Community Award. Does anybody have questions about it?
There's none in the chat function yet, but now that you've given all that information, Christy, and thank you, I'm sure that there may be some questions. So I will just continue to monitor that. So please write your questions in the chat function, and then we can invite you to join the call and unmute yourself.
Awesome. So like you guys know that many of us believe that creating awareness and reach can double the amount of the value of the dollar. So, and that's what Ignite is going to do. Not only are we raising funds for them, but we're also supporting their cause. We're raising awareness and really letting the community know about these great things that small non-for-profits are doing out there. So just spread the word and do what you guys do best. And, you know, we're so blessed to have you here, and thank you.
Yes, thank you, Christy. I do have a question. Are you planning a social media campaign to get the message out? That is from Lori Zink. Yes. No, I'm not sure, Lori, what you mean by campaign. But why don't you unmute yourself and we can talk a little bit about that.
Hi, everyone. No, just wondering, as far as getting the word out, I mean, guess campaign, but I mean, across a variety of platforms, to put your website out there and be able to announce that this is a new thing that Ignite is doing, and that y'all are asking for applications, and give just a very brief thing about what not every nonprofit can, that has to be aligned with your mission. But I think if you put it across all platforms, you can really, because people are really monitoring that right now, so more than ever. So I think that would be a good idea.
Right. Well, currently we are on Facebook and Instagram. So those are the two platforms that we're planning to use going forward. I would also like to engage our local media. The magazines, specifically Ocala Style Magazine, has been very supportive of us. So we could, possibly get them engaged. I don't know if anybody reads the newspaper anymore, but we could possibly have something in our Ocala banner, Ocala Star banner. We are certainly open to ideas. We did share the information with the Community Foundation, and Lauren has put it in their newsletter, I guess you would call it. She's been sending out regular updates during this time. And actually, if you found out about this meeting from Lauren's newsletter, do the little reaction thumbs up for me, because I'm curious how many people actually saw that. I'm not seeing any. It is kind of buried down at the bottom of their newsletter, so I wasn't sure how many people actually scrolled down far enough to see it. But we do have them. The United Way can certainly get the word out for us as well. Mm-hmm.
And I think if you guys, I'm sorry, Jean.
Yeah.
You guys can go to our Facebook page, and if you can help us inviting people to like, it's gonna be, we're gonna have more people having access to everything, all the information that we have to share from now on. And especially once the application is ready, everything is gonna be posted in Facebook, it's gonna be shared, and it's gonna go like everywhere that is ready for you to apply. And like you said, Lori, I think it's important to have a quick video explaining what is it about, who can apply, and everything that we're going over during the
Mm-hmm. Yes. Manel wants us to explain where the funding is coming from. Manel, would you like to answer that and explain? That way we can hear from you. Manel was our chair for Ignite this year.
Good morning, everyone. And I was fortunate that our event was scheduled on March 12th. Can you hear me?
Yes, a little bit louder if you could.
Okay. So I said I was fortunate to have been the chair and served on to have the event on March 12th, because by March 13th, there was a dramatic change in behavior and allowance and lockdowns. So I think if our event was one day later, it may not have happened. So we were blessed to have it. And the reason I placed that question in the chat box is for those of you that are not familiar with the process, this is funds that we will be raising. So previously for the event, we would have sponsors. And of course, then we also had individuals that would donate at the event. We had a silent auction at the event. So there were different sources of income. And we may need to even be more creative this year in creating another resource. There may be a booklet with ads that we would sell. It may be something virtual. I think there's a lot of new, more conversation that has to be had on how we're going to raise the funds in order to turn around and distribute to the community. I just want to share that.
Yes, and it's a very good point about being creative. We've already started talking about that because our event is in March. And by March, we don't know that people are going to feel comfortable or we're even going to be able to gather in a room with 300 other people. So that is certainly something that we are considering and discussing. And that's something that our Ignite team, of course, will be making that decision. So if you are creative and you enjoy fundraising and raising awareness, then it would be great to have you join our team. We are certainly open to new ideas and new ways of operating. We've been flexing and moving and changing every year that we've been in existence. So I did post the link in the chat for the volunteer questionnaire. So you can just click that on, click on that link, enter your responses, and when you click submit, we will automatically receive your answers. So does anybody else have any questions either about the team or the nonprofit funding that we're providing?
Jean, this is Kathy Beecher. I do have a question.
Yes, Kathy.
While I have not lived in Ocala very long, I've lived here about a year. So I'm not as familiar with some of the smaller not-for-profits. Some of my board members are. So one of my thoughts is I could, speak with them and get some ideas from them and help spread the word through them. But is there any anything that I can provide to them to give them information?
Christy?
Yes, we will have, again, the website will be up the first week of June, so that way everybody can visit the website. But we will also have a video that you can share, and we will have a printout. I know a lot of people still like that physical copy of something, so we will have a physical printout of the application, the requirements, and the website to send them to it to fill out the application. And it'll tell them a little bit about Ignite and what our purpose and mission is.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great question, Kathy. Thank you. Anyone else have a question? You can type it in the chat function if you want, or you can just unmute yourself if you want. We have more people, I think, joining by phone than we do by computer. So it may be difficult for somebody on the phone. They can't really type in the chat function.
And if you for some reason know somebody that will be interested and they would like to be part of the team, feel free to just copy and share the link, or just let us know, or type in the name of the person or the email if you have it, and then I'll reach out and send the link so they can complete the questionnaire. It's super simple. It's just to have some information about you and your email and the way to contact you and circle back. What we have done in the past, we've had different groups that we have set up with one team leader. So we take care of the everything, like from the beginning, all the planning, the testimonials, everything for the lunch. And then we help each other. We have a team leader, and then the team leader has her own team to work with them and just get things done. Right now, like Jean said, everything has changed. Manal said we have to be super creative. So as many people, smart people like all of you, I know that you ladies and gentlemen, you have connections, you can help us, and we need as much help as we can get so we can support our community.
Yes, and just to clarify that, because we do have a gentleman joining us today, at least that we can see. I'm sure there's more by phone, but it's just happened that we have a lot of women on our team, but men are definitely welcome to join us. Absolutely. So I wanted to make sure that that was clear.
So as we go into this season for Ignite, as you all know, where there's so many challenges that we don't even know what are going to be faced with in our community. And one of the reasons we have the Safe and Loving Community Award, or going this direction, is just to increase our reach and to let the smaller non-for-profits know that there is help out there. Some smaller non-for-profits do not, they don't qualify for larger grants or funding. So how awesome is it to let them know that there is another way, and there are other organizations out there that can help them and that want to help them. And in order to do this, like Lena was saying, we need committee members. We need people that can think outside the box and can grow our group, so we can grow the number of funds that we can raise and grow the number of the reach that we can spread the word about the non-for-profits that are out there. Marion County is one of the most giving communities ever. I mean, it's just amazing how everybody comes together. So it would be awesome if we could get more people involved. So if you know someone that is, wanting to participate in something, but maybe can't commit full time, we can put them on a committee, and they can help a committee and just support the committee, and maybe even feed the committee ideas on what they need to do, just so because we're going to need it. We're going to need all the different ideas and suggestions and just outside the box thinking to go forward, to be ahead, to be able to raise funds and to put them back into the community. People are going to be tight with their pocketbooks. Businesses are going to be tight. So we need to find a way to make them understand that, the term givers gain, so that way it all comes back and we can, hit our mark by helping them. So, so anything they can do, spread the word about the Safe and Caring Safe and Loving Community Award, sorry, and also find people that want to be a part of a committee that can help and make a difference. I mean, this really is a great organization, a great group of professionals who, you know, want to get it done and make a difference. We all have where you understand that everybody has a full-time job, full-time family. So the more people in the pot helps get a lot done in a small amount of time. So we really appreciate you guys and really making it happen.
Yes, well said, Christy. And I'm glad you mentioned wanting to grow the team, because truly, yes, Clarabelle, the meeting is being recorded. Thank you for that question. I was a little late in starting the recording. I cut myself off, but that's okay. I recorded it with Lena. But our goal is to grow the committee so that each one of us has smaller jobs, right? I mean, ultimately, that's what we want. And as Lena said, when we opened, we are all full-time professionals, okay? We have families, we have jobs. We're not stay-at-home parents that have nothing better to do. We do this because we love our community and we're passionate about helping others. That's why we do this. And so the more that we can grow our individual committees, and we do have it segmented. So we have a group that just focuses on getting sponsors. Even though all of us are involved in getting sponsors, one group, that is their focus. We have another group that does the details. We call them the logistics team. We have another group that does silent auction. And then we have another group that does PR and marketing, which Jessica heads that group, Jessica Nisbet. So the more people we're able to add to those 4 groups, then the less each of us has to do. And that really is our goal. Let me see, I think I have a question here. What is the fundraising goal? Will proceeds go to 1 or more nonprofits? That is a great question. Lena, do you want to answer that for Mary Baggs? What is the fundraising goal? Will proceeds go to 1 or more nonprofits?
Mary, our goal for this year is 50,000. And then we do not have a number of a nonprofit exactly that we're gonna choose. We were thinking about between 2 and 3. Potentially we'll have to wait to see how many nonprofits will apply, and then we can go from there. What we have raised in the past, we've been raising between, last year we raised 45,000 for the Kimberly Center. And the idea is if we can get some more committee members and we can be a little bit more proactive and just think outside the box and do different things, maybe we can definitely reach our goal. And the idea will be just to pass the goal of 50,000. But then as we get applications and as we decide, we will definitely let you know how many. And the amount is going to be split even between the nonprofits.
That's great questions. Thank you. We've been so in this in the last month or so, having these conversations and creating the questionnaire and the application, that honestly, I'm forgetting the details.
I'm doing the same thing.
But yes, that was a very good question, Mary. So we hope that we have so many nonprofits apply that it's a really hard decision for us to make. That's really what we're hoping. Okay, well, I don't see any other questions. If someone is on the phone maybe and is unable to type in the chat, if you want to just unmute yourself. I want to make sure we don't miss out on all the people that are joining us through phone. Okay, I don't hear anything.
Dean, can I make a comment?
Yes, please, Pat. And Pat Jocelyn, she has been with us for years now, helping us, mostly on our speaker committee, but you've also helped with our logistics team as well.
Yes, I just wanted to say something. We know that this is for a really wonderful cause to be determined yet, but we always do it for these very willing and needing organizations. But on a personal level, I'd just like to say something. Especially if you're new to the community and you're getting to know people, your organization is getting to know people. It's been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me to not only help the community, but to get to know others in the community that are like-minded. And that's so very, very important. I have been nothing but impressed and honored to have shared space and time with these wonderful women. It's just been a very, very engaging opportunity. So from a personal level, I think you'll find it a very rewarding opportunity, and you make some great friends.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you. And that is so true. I have met some amazing people, Lena being one. I didn't know Lena until she joined our team. Christy, I didn't know Christy that well until she joined our team. So yes, it has been wonderful bringing like-minded people together, and we have a lot of fun. We really do. And our meetings are typically an hour. We meet twice a month initially, and then as we get closer to our event, we meet more frequently. So it's very low commitment for sure. Okay, someone has asked that we email out a list of committees and who the chair is. Yes, that information will be posted on our Facebook page. We did announce Lena as our chair at our 2020 event in March. But yes, we can certainly do that. I was actually even thinking a short video from Lena and Christy. I thought that might be fun and post that. People seem to really enjoy videos on social media. Someone has asked, are you meeting times during the day or the evening? That has not yet been determined, but Lena, I'll let you answer that.
I think once we form our team, and then we can decide if we need to do it in the evening. We normally have been doing it in the mornings, but if there is a need to do it in the evening, that's okay. We can pick a day that everybody can do it, and then we can get together. Normally we meet at our office, my office on 200. So definitely it's not an issue. Depending on the committee members, we can meet in the afternoon if that's
Christy, yes.
Alicia was just on, but she just texted me a question, so she might have booted herself off. I'm not sure. But her question was, what type of nonprofit can apply? So just so everybody knows that it's any non-for-profit, their mission just has to align with Ignite's mission. And one of the things that we're looking for is where the funds will be used. So are they working on a project? Is there a specific area that they're going to be using our award towards? And then we want feedback on how that award, how the outcome was. Like, for example, last year we had Kimberly Center, and the fundraising that we did for Kimberly Center went towards the playground. So we can't wait until they open up the playground and get to see where all of the donations are going, because that people want to see where it's going. They want to see the support. They want to see the before and after. So those are one of the things that the questions on the application will be able to answer for us, is where are the funds going, and how will we see them implemented in the community. So there will be some kind of not monitoring, but we do want to know that they're being used successfully.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Someone did share with me that if you're not driving and you're joining by phone, that you do have access to the chat function. I just happen to know that some of the people that are joining us by phone are driving because they told me they were going to be driving. So that's what I was visualizing. But you can use your chat function if you're joining by phone.
Don't text and drive.
Okay. Jessica, since you're a member of our team, is there something that you would like to share? And actually, I should have had you answer Lori's question about social media since you're our expert.
Sure, yeah, no problem. We'll definitely create a public awareness campaign. I know what you're talking about, Lori. In addition to social media, we'll obviously work with local news outlets like Jean mentioned. But the biggest ask from you all is to share. When you see our posts about the award, share that with your spheres of influence in your network. Come and get those handouts and physical applications if that's easier for folks, and then just share that link online. Obviously, we are well connected, but to have you all here with us today and your ability to share that information as well, we'll be able to hopefully get the information out to even more nonprofits that maybe aren't as visible or well known in our community that really could utilize our support with this effort. So just please share and like our Facebook page for updates and those deadlines as we continue to post those.
Oh, and also, actually, we forgot to mention that we have your names and email addresses, and so we were going to add you to our email list if you're not already on the email list. I know a lot of you already are, but there may be some of you that are not. So if for some reason you, after this call, you don't want to be added to that list, please, you can email me personally, and you have the email because it was shared with you through the Ignite registration. But just let me know, because we want to honor your privacy as well if that's something you're not interested in. But you will be on our email list, and that is part of our communication as well. Okay, does anyone else on our team want to share anything? Have we missed any details or anything that we wanted to convey to this wonderful group of people? I feel like we've covered everything, but.
And Jean, as you mentioned, since we have everybody's email, what we can also do is send you an email with the link for the questionnaire. And if you want to be part of the team, and if you don't have time right now to complete it, just make sure that you complete it or you forward to somebody that you think that will be a good fit for us to work together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good point. I'm making a note of that to make sure we do that. Manel, did you want to share something?
I just want to say maybe in closing so people know what to expect.
Yeah, you're really hard to hear. Do you have something over your mic maybe?
I don't think so. I use this a lot and I haven't had that problem. Is this any better?
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah, just lean way in.
I just wanted to share that in closing what may be good for us to just, action steps and what they need to do. So if they're already, if anyone here is interested in serving on the committee, other than filling out the questionnaire, is there a timeline and when they will hear back or a commitment so we can go ahead and finalize the committee?
Yeah, great question. Lena?
Absolutely. Once we get if you can go ahead and fill it up, and if we can get it back by Wednesday next week, we know that Monday, nobody's working on Monday, but if you can get it ready by Wednesday, then by Friday, the latest, we can reach out to you next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can start creating the teams. The idea is to see like what would you, what maybe your strengths are, what would you enjoy doing? How could you help us? And then we can create the teams and start working, because we have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the timeline for the nonprofit application, the Safe and Loving Community Award, Christy, I know you mentioned the deadline, but can you just mention that again?
So the application will be available by the first week of June, and the deadline for the application to be turned in is July 3rd. We'll do July 3rd.
Yes, July 3rd. Yeah, that's what you said.
Which
And
is a
I'll put
Friday.
it in the email as well.
So the dates will be May 27 for the questionnaire, to have it back by the 27th. And then I will reach out by the 29th. Then the application will be posted the first week of June. And then it was the July 3rd, Christy?
July 3rd.
That would be the deadline for the application.
And the application, once it is posted, that will be emailed, that will be posted on social media. You know, we will get that out. And then printed copies can be available at the United Way, and they can also be available maybe at Lena's office. Does that make sense, Lena?
Definitely, yes.
Yes. So if you want a physical copy, even if you just want to pick up a few copies and bring them, like Kathy was saying, to your board members or to people that you know that serve on nonprofit boards, that would be a great way to get them engaged, just to physically hand it to them. And then if they need to turn it back in rather than fill it out electronically or scan it, then they can drop it off again at the United Way or Lena's office. So maybe Lena, we could post the address for your
Yes, absolutely.
realty office on Facebook.
And then we have a Dropbox. So if you guys have to drop it off after hours, you can drop it off and I'll get it first thing in the morning.
Oh, that's good. I forgot about your Dropbox. Does United Way have a Dropbox, Jessica?
No, we do not. I don't even think there's like a little gap under the door. So no, they're going to do it after hours. We typically have folks here up until about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Our office officially closes at 5. So I would say if you're wanting to drive somewhere to drop it off after hours, it would probably be safer to go to Lena's office.
Okay. And or you could always mail it too.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure I include the addresses to both.
Jean,
So if you wanted to actually mail it, that's fine as well. You just keep in mind our deadline of July 3rd.
and do our attendees know that we run under a different nonprofit, that Ignite itself as an event is not a
See,
nonprofit?
okay, another good question. One of those details that, we forget because it's so part of who we are. So Ignite is literally a group of professionals who want to make a difference in our community, right? We want to create a safe and loving community, which is our mission. That's who we are. We're not a nonprofit organization. We're just a group of people that got together and said, hey, let's do something. Let's make a difference. So because of that, we needed a nonprofit to hold our funds. So when people make donations, we get sponsorships, they make those checks out to the United Way. So the United Way is what we call our funding partner. So they receive our funds, they hold on to our funds until we are ready for them to write a check to the nonprofits that we're supporting. The beautiful thing about Ignite is that all the funds that we raise go towards the nonprofit. We have had very small amounts that we have needed to spend on actually creating the event itself. We've had almost everything donated. So that is another wonderful part about Ignite is we have almost zero overhead. We aren't drawing salaries. We don't have offices. We don't have any of those expenses that most nonprofits do that raise funds. So that's the good news, is that almost everything that we raise goes directly to the nonprofits that we're supporting. Okay, when are the funds available to the nonprofits? Ooh, another very good question. So I'll go ahead and answer that one. So our event is typically in March, and then we have a not a huge percentage, but there is a certain percentage of people, mostly individuals, who pledge to donate, but we don't receive their funds until after the event. So because of that, we typically wait until the end of May. Sometimes it's the 1st of May, depending on how rapidly it comes. This time was a little slower, but we expected that because, as Manal said, everyone basically started going into lockdown the week after our event. So we've been very patient in waiting for those checks to come in because it was more than it has been in previous years. And we want to get, obviously, as many funds as possible into the United Way account so we can write the biggest check to that nonprofit that we're supporting. So yes, there is a little bit of a delay for those of you that are part of nonprofits and are wondering when you would have the money for the specific project or initiative that you're wanting the support for. It won't be the day after the event. There will be a little bit of a delay. And then we start our new campaign immediately afterwards. So we have closed out our campaign for 2020, and now we are starting on 2021. That was a great question, Clarabelle. Thank you. Yes, Christy.
I have a question, because I'm thinking about it. Jessica, since United Way has so much reach with nonprofits, is there any way that we could get email addresses for those nonprofits to send them the link for our award?
I was already planning on it. Just we, in addition to the 25 funded partners that we provide grants to, we also, as you all know, we cut checks to over 72 nonprofits in our community every year. So we have contact information for all of those, and every single one of them will be receiving something in the mail or via email, depending on what we have for contact information. So we'll handle that internally, as long as I'm just going to send them out the link and let them know that they can pick up paper copies either at our office or Lena's office as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful. Lena, is there anything else you would like to share before we close the meeting? And if anybody else has any last minute questions, please go ahead and ask them or type them in the chat function real quick. But I'm going to turn it over to Lena.
I think we covered pretty much everything. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Mainly, if before you forget, if you can go in Facebook whenever you have a minute today and just like our page and share, invite people to like it. That will be our main communication. Once we post it in Facebook, it's because it's going to be live in the page and everything is live. So just help us create the awareness and spread the word. And I'm very excited. I'm very honored to have you here this morning, taking the time from your busy schedules to be here with us. I'm very moved to see so many people that cares for the community. I'm grateful. And I thank you very much. Well, I know it's going to be a great year, and it's extremely special because it's our 5th year. And I just wanted to say thank you all for being here. And if you have any questions, we're here to answer them. Just send us an email, comment in Facebook, message in Facebook. We're always checking, and we'll get back to you pretty soon.
And our Ignite email, by the way, is wecare@igniteforocala.com. And you can also contact us through our webpage. But just in case you're thinking right now, you wanted to jot that down, it's wecare@igniteforocala.com. And our website is up. We are always, Lena put it in the chat function. Thank you, Lena. And it's a little bare bones right now, our website, but we will be adding videos and pictures and some wonderful things as we move forward. So Lena, you want to close us out? I think we're good.
Yes, I think we're good. Thank you all ladies for being here. And then we wait for the applications for the questionnaires by Wednesday. And then you will hear from me next Friday. And just thank you.
Yes, thank you all so much. We appreciate your being here.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Day.
Bye-bye.